Have you ever wondered how do consultants talk? Or have you ever wondered what is pyramid mode of communication or what is top-down way of consulting? Then hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Shatakshi. I'm an ex-management consultant from Boston Consulting Group BCG, and I'm an ISB MBA with the Harvard Exchange as well. And on my channel, I share absolutely free experiences, learning and advice around MBA, consulting and personal finance. So feel free to hit on the subscribe and the notification button so that every time I'm putting out content, you get notified. So I'm largely going to be dividing this video into three parts. The why are consultants really obsessed about communication? The second is a what, and the third one is the how. So let me help you understand why communication is of utmost importance in a management consulting job and what is an elevator pitch. How did McKinsey come up with the entire elevator pitch concept? So typically when you are a management consultant, you are working with CEOs and CXOs, and because of their role, because of the fact that they are CEOs and CXOs, they are fairly busy people. That means that they are juggling between a lot of decisions and a lot of work amidst finances, amidst product, amidst revenue, stakeholder management and whatnot. And when you are a management consultant and when you are taking 30 minutes of their time, you are bound to speak to the point and not narrate stories which are not relevant to those CEOs and CXOs. And especially as a young management consultant, most of the biggest rookie mistake that a management consultant, a young one, makes is that he or she will typically talk about all the story behind the analysis, all the efforts behind the analysis. But guess what? In the real harsh world, the CEO and the CXO does not give a damn about it. As a McKinsey, BCG and Bain consultant, you are paid a bomb and you're supposed to do a very high quality work, and you're also supposed to communicate that very succinctly. So McKinsey was the one which came up with the entire elevator pitch concept. So imagine that you are a young analyst on a client and you are a McKinsey consultant and you took a break for 5 minutes. You went down the entire building to perhaps get some chai or coffee, and yes, I'm on another chai break with all of you. And when you went back to the building, you are in the elevator and suddenly you realize that the CEO of the firm that you are working for, the client, is also in the elevator. And he asks you, hey Shatakshi, what's up? How is the project doing? What is the status update? Now, you would be this really young analyst who is just engrossed in a lot of work, who is doing this data analysis, who is just thinking about how the data looks dirty and what are the challenges. Now, there are two types of answers that you could give. And you would have to tell me in the comments which one is the obviously wrong answer. The first answer, which 99% of the people will give, will be, hey, it's going pretty well, but I've been struggling with this data. I've been trying to reach out to a lot of people from your team, but I don't think we have been getting a lot of cooperation data, but still I seem to be making some effort and some update on the data, and I think we should be able to come up with a good answer. And I'll see you soon in the next meeting. That's option number one. That's a classic 99.9% of the people who will give an answer. But few people may actually give an answer, hey, it's actually going decently when we have a current hypothesis that if we look into the pricing part of the revenue equation, we should be able to find some value lever. It's a very it's a hypothesis level, and we are looking to triangulate that data, and I look forward to meeting in the meeting. Which meeting in the meeting? Which one do you think is the right answer? Obviously, the second one, right? Why? Because you're giving a very specific answer. You're not talking about your story, your gyan, the effort, etc. You're coming to the answer very directly, right? If the client has hired you to increase the revenue, you're very quickly giving the update to the client that we are looking into the price part of the revenue equation, and then you are detailing it out. So hence this is called the elevator pitch, being ready with an update for the partner or for the CEO or the CXO in this case. So that's step number one. Why is succinct communication, why is top-down communication really important to get hired and to get promoted for a young management consultant? Because the succinctness doesn't come naturally to us. Why? Because human beings are shitty listeners and we just want to keep go on and on when we speak. But please understand, if you are a shitty listener, everyone else is a shitty listener as well. So you have to take better control over what you speak, and you have to be very mindful that I'm answering the question first. I'm not saying what I want to say. I am saying what the other person is asking me a question for. So that's why. Now, when it comes to what, how do you now communicate through a top-down consulting approach, or what is really the pyramid approach? So pyramid, as the structure pyramid is like, and I will put up a photograph somewhere on my screen, is that at the top of the pyramid, you basically say that you answer the question first, right? Whatever the question is, you think about the answer and you answer the question first. And then at the bottom of the pyramid, it is supposed that you will have details for that question, for that answer, sorry. So you would say that I'm saying X because of two reasons. I am saying that there is value in the pricing lever for the entire revenue equation for primarily two reasons. And the next step is XYZ. So that is a very good succinct way of giving someone an update. At my own venture, I work with a lot of young professionals, and many a times when I ask them, hey, what's up? Where do you think we are on this project? And I sense they are doing this mistake of telling me all the effort, all the theory, all the story that is going behind the effort, but very late they will come up with an answer. Of course, I don't penalize them because it's not management consulting, but I would really appreciate, as a co-CEO, I'm juggling between a lot of calls, I'm juggling between a lot of time. And people within my organization who are very succinct communicators, who do a great job, are the ones eventually who would be promoted, because they're helping me save time, and with that additive time, I could do two more value additive things. So that is on the what, which brings me towards the third stage, which is largely around how. Now that you appreciate that why management consultants are supposed to be brief, succinct, and follow the entire top-down communication model, and how do you, the model or the framework of that is pyramid principle. Now, here is this thing about soft skills that most of the people don't really understand. And what is that thing? That soft skills, be it communication or be it business skills, are largely learned and acquired through active practicing rather than just passive listening. I'm very sure that few of you, if not most of you, would have heard about listening more and speaking less, being crisp, being to the point, but I'm very sure that only 0.01% of you have been able to do that. And why is that? It's because communication is a muscle that you build. It's like speaking English. You can watch a video on YouTube how to speak in English, but would that really teach you how to speak in English? I largely think no, because communication is a two-way street, right? And hence you cannot become a better communicator or a succinct communicator till the time you practice it. So when I was in St. Stephen's College almost around 10 years ago, and I was applying for management consulting firm, I gave my friends a lot of grief because I said, hey, from here on, I'm just going to be talking in the pyramid approach to all of you. That means I answer the question, and after that, I will just give you 2 points. My friends got a lot of grief from me, but that really helped me eventually to become a better communicator. Which brings me towards the last point. If in case you are not blessed to have that sense of community and that sense of instructor around you, then of course at my education venture, Global Governance Initiative, we run an entire MBA Scholars Program, which is an alternative to an international MBA. In fact, recently we were given an award for India's most disruptive MBA program. And as part of that program, there are 3 pillars that we have. Number 1 is upskilling. And as part of that upskilling, you not just listen how to communicate, you practice it as well, because of which you become a better communicator. You need that ecosystem around you. And by communication, I'm not just talking about the art and science of speaking in English. That's a separate topic. But the art and science of landing your point in a succinct fashion and in a structured fashion. This video is divided into 3 parts, right? The why, the what, and how. It has become second nature to me by now that I communicate structurally, and that is the kind of skill that you would be acquiring over and above the business skills that we impart. And the second one is that you are surrounded by an internationally diverse community. So you not just learn by practicing yourself, you also learn by observing others, by practicing it with really different kind of people. My learning at ISB and fairly at Harvard happened when I observed the smartest of the smart people. I am a huge believer of learning by osmosis, whereby you learn by observing others. And I think unfortunately, because of the pandemic, when a lot of people are just left to be working in silos, that learning by osmosis has just completely halted. And of course, we have a third pillar at GJ MBA Scholars, which is that we have employment partnership with the top leading management consulting, public policy and social impact organization. So that is my answer to why, how, and what of how management consultants communicate in a top-down format. And like always, I am putting out absolutely free content on my channel around MBA consulting and personal finance. So feel free to subscribe and hit on the notification button so that you know every time I'm putting out such videos. Please take care, stay safe, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.